in bed, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on.
What's going on, guys? It's Bryce from Fitz Records, and I'm here with a special guest, Rap 301. How you doing?
Yeah, what's good, bro?
Now, what had happened to me recently was it was the 2-year anniversary for my channel, and the first video I ever uploaded on this channel was a tier list of Logic's discography. So, hey, it's been 2 years. We got a few more projects, so we're gonna dive into a ranking of his discography with new projects, and I'm gonna have my boy Rap here help me out. So, without further ado, let's fucking do it. Let's get into it. So as you can see here, we have all his projects here. Now, as you can see, there is Psychological here. We're not actually going to rank it because it's been a while since we heard it, and it's also not really an official project. It's more of like, what was it, like a tape he handed out, like opening at a show or some shit?
Yeah, he handed that shit out, and then like for like years there wasn't 2 of the tracks out, like on SoundCloud or any of that shit.
So we're that's here, but it wouldn't let me get rid of it on this tier list because this is still the old one I used 2 years ago. I just added the new albums on it, but it's there. So I guess we're gonna go in chronological order, starting with Young Broke and Infamous. All right, so first tape, you know, it's definitely has a lot of room for improvement, but it is a first tape, so I'll take that into consideration. But where are you kind of feeling, or how are you feeling about it?
I'm stuck in between C and B, because like all of his mixtapes have a lot of great songs, but also they have like their, you know, iffy songs, but they get like each mixtape, you know, they get like more stronger as he progresses, but I would say around C or B. I don't know what you're thinking though.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards C, just because, you know, looking at the other projects here, you know, I feel they are still good, but may fit in a B category, but I don't know if they're on par with a Young Broken Infamous, so I'm feeling C on it.
Yeah, I say we go C for now.
Right,
we can change it if we need to.
Yes, sir. Now we got Young Sinatra. All right, the first installment in the Young Sinatra series, technically, and, you know, it's got the classic Frank Sinatra mugshot on the cover. How we feeling about it? Because it's a step above Young Broken Infamous for me.
I'm gonna say B. Just like a lot of classics on it.
B, yeah, there's great songs on there, you know. Yeah, fucking Beggin', Champagne Thoughts. I mean, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So I'll put that up in B. Next, we got Undeniable, which you already know this is my favorite Logic mixtape. And I have strong feelings about it. So, how are you feeling? We may agree, but I
do think it's his second best mixtape in that era, but I do still think it is incredibly like nice. Like every track, I feel like doesn't really like play that bad anymore. Like if you play today, you're loving every track on it, in my opinion. So I would say S or A, but I'm pretty sure you would want to put it S. But I would say S.
I'm not gonna put it S just because I feel like he has albums that are better than the mixtapes. Like I know the mixtapes is the classic shit, but his best work really is some of his albums. So I'm cool with A. I'll put it in A. Young Sinatra, Welcome to Forever. Kind of a classic. Yeah. I mean, I know I like Undeniable more.
But as a project, Welcome to Forever is probably better.
Yeah. I just personally like a lot of the cuts from Undeniable, but as a, you know, Welcome to Forever is like an album. I mean, it really is. It's like a concise body of work, super great, produced, mixed, mastered, like it's very high quality.
And it definitely has one of his best intro tracks, in my opinion, on it.
Yeah, dude. I'll submit and I'll put it up in S because I can, you know, kind of objectively look at how it stands, especially in the fan base. And, you know, you want an S anyways, so we'll give you that one. We'll give you S for that. Debut album, Under Pressure. Do we really even have to talk this much about this album? I mean,
not really. I mean, even like, I mean, my opinion on it. So here I'll go. Like the deluxe, I would put it in A. I mean, the deluxe songs are great, but they don't, and might necessarily need to be on there as into the album. But if you just have the album like from it's 12 tracks, right, without the deluxe.
I only listened to the deluxe. I like didn't even know it was a deluxe when I was listening to it for years, and like so that's where I stand.
I'm pretty sure the non-deluxe, it's 12 tracks. With the deluxe songs, it's 15. I would put it in S, just like overall.
I'm gonna do it, because like that shit's got Under Pressure on it. That's like my favorite track of all time, man. I mean, for real.
I mean, is there really any skips on the, like, even on the deluxe, really?
No, there's not. Incredible True Story, cult fucking classic. I mean, again, with Under Pressure, I mean, these are like the 2 heavy hitters in the Logic fan base, and for me personally. People are still obsessed with this storyline. Still.
It's definitely an S tier.
Fucking right.
In my opinion, like, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but production wise and like cinematic wise, and just I think everything that Tits does, it does better than Under Pressure. Just overall, I think with the production, it's definitely a step up because he probably had, you know, more budget to make it.
Yeah.
I think it's just the concept alone is probably one of my favorite concept albums.
It's his best concept album, in my opinion.
And honestly, that's why I put it over Under Pressure. And it used to be Under Pressure like more than, you know, The Incredible True Story, but now it's just like grown better to me than, you know, Under Pressure.
Yeah, I don't really know, dude. That Under Pressure, Incredible True Story, and spoilers, but No Pressure are like all interchangeable for my favorite album. They're really good.
I honestly think it just depends on like your mood and like kind of also the season you're into, because I feel like The Incredible True Story hits different in the winter for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now we have Bobby Tarantino, the original, you know, surprise mixtape. Fucking bangers on here, but I don't think it's his best Bobby Tarantino.
It's B. Yeah, I mean, I could see an argument for A, but I'm okay with B, because looking at some of the other more trap projects on here, I think they might be a little bit better. Hot takes maybe coming in, but B, I'm cool with B. Now we have Everybody. Controversial album. Kind of. It's not really a controversial album, but some people like it, some people don't. You know, I have issues with the structure of the album and like the execution of the concept, but there are good tracks on it. I honestly, let alone for the at least the concept idea, production, and some of the standout tracks, I still would put it B.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I could maybe even see an argument for C almost, but I think B is good. You know, there are really good tracks in this album, like Everybody, title track. Fucking Take It Back. I like Killing Spree. America's incredible, you know.
Inkblot.
Yeah, Inkblot. Yeah, there are good tracks on it, but
Anxiety. I think it honestly, the reason why I would say B over C though is I think it's one of his best produced albums.
Yeah, the production is crazy throughout. Great sonics. Now we have Bobby Tarantino II, which I think is better than Bobby Tarantino 1. And I'm gonna just flat out say I think it's an A. I think this is an A. I mean,
I do think it's an A. It's more diverse too. It's a little bit longer. I think the standout tracks on here are actually better than most of Bobby Tarantino 1, besides 44 Bars, but everything else I think you put over it. So A tier for sure.
A tier for sure. All right. Glad we're on the same page. Now we got Young Sinatra 4. Now I'm interested on how you're gonna feel about this, because Young Sinatra 4 is a weird project in Logic's discography, and I don't really know why. It just kind of sticks out to me.
Honestly, I feel like this is, I don't know if this is a hot take, but if you remove like the more mainstream tracks like One Day, Ordinary Day, and what's the other one on here? I mean, those two for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like the album, if it's just shortened even by 2 tracks, a lot of the other tracks on here are really, really good. And he got like the entire Wu-Tang Clan on this
legendary
shit. I think it is an A or
I
B,
could see
but
B. Like I could, but like because like, is Young Sinatra 4 or Everybody better? I mean, that's essentially the question I'm asking myself looking at this.
I do think song-wise it's better. I think the production on Everybody's a little better, but I do feel like the standout tracks on here are probably better than the standout tracks on Everybody. And the concept itself isn't as harder to tackle, if that makes sense. So I would put it A.
And it's definitely a callback to, you know, his come up. So A. I'm cool with A. I'm comfortable with A. All right, now we're moving into controversial territory. 2019 Logic. We got Confessions of a Dangerous Mind here.
It's definitely a C in my opinion.
Okay, C. I don't know about that, because I want to give it at least a B. Because like there's really only 2 tracks on here I don't like, but like I really don't like them. And some of the tracks are okay to me, but like for the most part, I like this album. And you know,
I feel like looking back on it though, like I'm looking at it right now, the tracks, I have all of them hearted, funny enough, because when I first listened to it,
replayability is crazy.
But I do think what holds it down is how he announced it. If you go
I just have taught myself to like say fuck that, like fuck the Under Pressure meets Bobby Tarantino. You know, the album is what it is, regardless of like how it came out, when it came out.
And then even without that though, like yes, you could be like if you're saying, are you going with A or B?
I want to go B.
Okay, with B, do you think it has like more cohesive, better tracks than the ones we already have on B? That's my main question.
I think it's definitely better than Young Sinatra. I think it's better than Bobby Tarantino, and I think it's better than everybody. So I mean, I don't think it's on par with Undeniable, BT2, and Young Sinatra 4 though. So B, I mean, B is where it would lie.
I feel like, yeah, again, like if you do remove like those tracks that aren't that well, I do feel like it's a little bit leaning in between B and A for me.
Yeah.
I do think it's like high C, if not low B.
Okay. We'll put it in B. B is great. B is great. I'm happy. So now we got Supermarket. You said C?
It's a C or
okay.
C or D.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't really sure how you felt about Supermarket, because if I'm going over Supermarket, it's like I Love You Forever. I like Can I Kick It, Bohemian Rhapsody, DeLorean. And it's like those are 4 tracks, and the rest, I don't really care for it that much. Some of them are okay, but some of them I really don't like. So it's like
I'd say we'd put it in C, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the D tier.
Yeah, because there are really good tracks. And it solidified that sound for Logic. He's doing it better now, It's this first attempt,
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a low C.
All right, C. All right, now we have No Pressure, the classic. I think it's S. Come on. It's S.
Yeah, it is S.
I mean, like, retirement, quote unquote album, he just put his all into this album, writing lyrics, and you can tell listening to it, because it really does. It's in the big 3 for Logic, and I think there's a reason for it. It's because of how much effort he put into it. That's an S. That's an S. That's an S.
Yeah, I do even think if you remove like the retirement factor, it still is an S.
I agree as well.
A to Z is like the only track on it that
I like that song though.
I do like it, but like out of the other tracks though, it's definitely on the lower end in my opinion. Like, it's not a bad track. After playing it a lot, especially back in 2020, I would still like put it on the lower end of the track list. But yeah, it's still S, and we were even that retirement factor is still really good.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. It's a pretty almost flawless album. So now we have Doc D, actually, Logic's alter ego, Doc D, Planetory Destruction. Now this is a good album, man. I mean, I listened back to it a few times recently, like in the last few months, and like this shit's awesome, dude. It's just funny. I love the concept. It's not taking itself too seriously. Production's crazy throughout. It walks so Vinyl Days could run. I'm feeling like an A, honestly.
I'm going high B or low A, because to me, the only thing I didn't like that much on it, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but after replaying it a bunch, I'm not really a big fan on his, like, I know it's like him like doing an alter ego. I don't like the voice pitch.
Yeah, I know, that's the main complaint. It doesn't bother me though. I'm gonna just keep it really doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of cool sometimes, but it's like I want to put it in A because I think it's better than Bobby Tarantino II. I think it's better than Young Sinatra 4, but I don't think it's better than Undeniable. I think it fits in it.
And then the other thing I was gonna say before you put it in A was that the lyrics on Logic's end aren't his like best. They're not bad by any means, but they're kind of like more on the fun side, like a Confessions type.
I did enjoy that he was like playing into the concept a lot in his lyrics though. It really was a concept album like in the most raw form,
That's why I would put it in like a high B or low A, but
we'll do A.
You can
fuck it.
You'll do A for now, yeah.
We'll do A. All right. So now we got Bobby Tarantino III. A little. It's an album. How do you feel about it though? I'll let you go first.
So I don't know if this is really a hot take or not, but originally when it came out, I actually ranked it above the first Bobby Tarantino.
Yeah, no, that's a hot take, bro. I don't.
Yeah, no, it's a hot take. No, I'm not saying that's where I stand now, but I do think it does get too much hate, in my opinion.
For sure. I agree. It's not.
I do think it's better than Supermarket in my opinion. The only track I'm not really a fan of is My Way. I do feel like people were expecting a very heavy trap project, and it just wasn't that. But like Theme for the People, Untitled, Inside, Vaccine's a banger. I do think I put it in B.
I'm gonna have to fight you for C because I do think it's better than Supermarket. I do think it's better than Young, Broke, and Infamous, but I don't think it's as good as any of the projects in B. And the reason I say that is like I pretty much agreed with everything you said. My Way is whatever to me too. There are some bangers, like you were saying, Vaccine, See You Space Cowboy, Inside, I love those songs, but it's like, as far as the rest of the album, it's almost like, it's cool, but it's like nothing groundbreaking. It's like literally like Theme for the People, Untitled, they really are just like a little instrumental with Logic, like kind of freestyling a verse over it. Not freestyling it, but like a verse he'd used, like just kind of spitting it over that BPM.
Yeah, I could say you could put it in high C, so like
Yeah.
over Supermarket and
Yeah.
Young Broken Infamous.
All right, that's because, and there are good shit, like God Don't Judge is pretty fire, I'll say. Some people don't like that song, but that shit was pretty
Oh, I love that track.
Yeah. Now we got Vinyl Days, 30 tracks, an interesting album, you know. It wasn't his debut independent, but it was like the start of his independence, I feel like, because this was the last album on Def Jam, you know. He's just kind of doing whatever, kind of having fun with it, made it in like a week with some other tracks he just had. And I think it's really good. I don't think it's quite an S tier though.
I would say it is above everything else an A. And hear me out. I feel like it does have probably his best rapping, like just in general of like flow and like diverse, like, and like different tracks have different types of like instrumentals he's rapping on. The bars on it are like probably some of my favorite in any of his albums. I would put it over Undeniable, but production too.
Okay. I think it's better than everything else in A. And it's teetering on S, so I agree with that. We'll put that right there. Debut independent album, the last project on here, and I guess after we place this, we can rearrange some of these so they're like the best ones are on the left, like we were doing. So College Park, you know, it's been out for a few months, like 3 months to the day, pretty much exactly. And I like this album a lot. I will say I think Vinyl Days is better though, so that kind of solidifies where I think it belongs in the tier list.
I would still put it A.
Yeah,
for sure. I do think on a concept end, it is, and production end, and for the most part would be above Vinyl Days in that factor, but overall Vinyl Days, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know in our ranking like that we did for shorts and stuff, I had it over Vinyl Days.
Yeah.
And that still kind of is the thing. Like if I'm looking, I'm more of a concept guy with Logic.
Yeah.
But overall, I do think there's better tracks on Vinyl Days, and that just makes it like just below Vinyl Days for me overall. But if I'm gonna pick one, it would be College Park.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'll put it. There are some great tracks on there. I mean, it's an A. But all right, let's clean up some of these rows with the C tier here. How do you think? Which one is the best in the C tier? Do you think?
BT3, didn't we?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I did.
So yeah, I'd say Young Sinatra. I would put everybody over Bob and Tarantino.
Okay, I agree.
That's just how I would go.
That's
Yeah.
fine. All right, this A tier, I'll do. I feel like Doc D needs to go right there.
Would you say Bob and Tarantino 2 is better than Young Sinatra?
Yes, I would.
Honestly, Bobby Tarantino 2 honestly would be over Planetory for me though.
I see that. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of neutral on that, but that's cool with me. Hey, that's cool with me. S tier. So, God, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna put Welcome to Forever at the end because these are the big three for me.
Yeah, honestly, you know how I feel.
This order, okay, you want Incredible True Story at the front?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine with me because these three are like, you know, it's whatever to me. These can go wherever. That looks good to me. So I think that's the final tier list. Are you proud of what we've created here?
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, I thought for some reason one of our projects we'd put in D. Like I don't know why, but I had that coming into it. But surprised that we didn't have any of the lower end albums or projects.
All right, well, thank you for joining me, Rap. I'm gonna leave a link to this tier list down in the description below if you wanna tweet those out. You know, make sure you go follow Rap301. Of course, it's gonna be linked down in the description. It's Twitter, social media, Instagram, all that stuff, YouTube. So check it out. And if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe. You know, hit the bell so you don't miss out on videos, updates, anything like that. Go on the description. Follow my TikTok, my Spotify, my Twitter. Get that new music Friday playlist down there too. Join my Discord. And yeah, it's been Bryce and Rap301.
Peace.
Peace.
Coming with the hot shit, all they do is talk shit. You can never stop it, boy, just stop. High end drunk, call that HD vision. All these other motherfuckers full of indecision. These are flowing through your city like drug money.